In this video, I'm going to show you how to do an oil change on this Hyundai Sonata with a 2.4 liter engine. Let's get started. Underneath the vehicle, on the passenger side, you'll see the engine oil pan with a 17mm headed drain plug. So grab a wrench or a socket, have a drain pan underneath to collect all the fluid that's going to come out, and break this free. Keep pressure on the drain plug as you remove it. This is going to make it so that you can control when the oil starts flowing out. Once you feel that it's on the last thread, pull it away quickly, and that'll let all the oil drain out. Inspect the drain plug while the oil's draining, make sure it's in good condition, and replace the washer if needed. You can reuse these a few times, but this one looks like it's already been used a few times and it's kind of bent. So I got a new one that I'm going to slide right over, make sure it's the correct diameter so that it fits and seals up. And now we can cap this off when it's done draining. Now, if your drain plug is in poor condition, of course, replace it. This is down to a drip, so we're going to cap this off now. It's going to drip for a long time. So I'm going to thread this in by hand, bottom it out, and then the torque for this drain plug is going to be 29 foot-pounds. That's it right there. All you want to do really is just squish that washer a little bit so it can seal up, and then of course wipe any drippage that remains. You don't want it to make a mess. Towards the front of the engine, usually there's a cutout in the shield and you can get to the oil filter. In my case, I have to use an oil filter wrench because it is quite tight. I'm just going to break this free. Sometimes you could just do this by hand. Once that breaks free, there is usually oil that comes out, so have a collection bucket underneath. There we go, this vehicle's been sitting for a little bit, so there isn't that much oil left in the filter ready to come out. It all has drained in the pan. Take this off and let it drain into your collection bucket. At this point, we're going to inspect the mounting area, make sure that the O-ring from the old filter didn't stick up there. If it did, you're going to want to remove it. You don't want to double gasket that. And I'm just going to wipe this off with a clean rag. Make sure that any debris doesn't get into the middle of this filter housing. Kind of wipe away from it. Everything looks great here. We don't have an old O-ring, we don't have corrosion. I like to pre-fill my oil filters. I can on this one since it sits upright just like this. I'm going to pour some oil in and fill it up to the top and then let it soak in for a little bit. What I also want to do is take a clean gloved finger and just put some oil all around this ring here, this O-ring. This is the seal. And doing this will prevent it from sticking on the oil filter housing in the future. At this point, I'm going to give it another minute or so and then thread it right on. Now let's put the new filter on, thread it on gently, make sure that it actually catches onto the threads and doesn't cross thread. It should spin very easily like this. That's bottomed out. Give it about half a turn. After it bottoms out by hand, that's plenty tight. You shouldn't need an oil filter wrench to tighten this up. Up under the hood, you'll see that towards the passenger side, right through the cutout in the cover, you have your engine oil filler cap. Unthread that, remove it, set it aside. You'll see that it takes 5W20 engine oil, and you're going to want about 4.5 quarts of that 5W20 oil. I have a funnel. This will prevent me from spilling everywhere, and I'm going to fill it up with the rest of the oil. And I say the rest because I've already put some in the oil filter, and that does count towards the 4.5 quarts. This is our last half a quart. Right about there. Remove the funnel carefully, make sure it doesn't drip everywhere. And I'm going to just wipe off the area around where the funnel sat. Put the oil filler cap back on and snug it up. It does ratchet, so you can't really over tighten it. At this point, we need to check the level, and if you put 4.5 quarts, it should be perfectly filled up, but it's always a good idea to check it. Moving a little bit forward from where we filled it, we'll see this yellow dipstick. This is the engine oil level dipstick. Pull this out and wipe it off. The first reading, the first time you pull it out, is not going to be accurate. On the dipstick, you'll see two dots. One has an F for full, the other one has an L for low. You want to be at the full mark, ideally, and it will most likely be right here, if not slightly above, because we haven't started the engine yet. Now, if you have not added the 4.5 quarts, it'll be somewhere on the lower end. So let's dip this back in and find out. Stick it all the way down, pull it back up, and sometimes it's hard to see with the light, but you can see that our oil is right about here, which is perfect. I'm going to stick this all the way back in, and there you have it. Write yourself an oil change reminder. Oil change is done.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.